That doesn't compute.
My Black Betty project seems to be a disaster. I have struggled with different engines to get them all ready to go into this car. I rebuilt a 302 that I was going to put 351 Windsor heads on. I've got that all assembled, and I'm having trouble turning it over. It just has way too much resistance, and there's something wrong. So I had gone and purchased a 351 Windsor out of a 96-ish Ford truck that was supposed to be good. I believe it is good, except that I'm struggling with that as well. In the time that I've been working on this, I have picked up another car, another project, and it's got my attention. And so I would like to introduce you to Mr. Cougar. That car weighs probably 500 to 700 pounds more than the Mustang does and could benefit from having a lot more torque. And so then Mr. Falcon comes back into play. Mr. Falcon needs to give up his engine.
Oh man, come on. Don't take me apart. You've spent a lot of time putting me together. Isn't there another option?
No, man. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be changing plans yet again, and we're going to be pulling Mr. Falcon's engine out. And giving it to this pretty girl. Unfortunately, it was a bit big for her to swallow this way, so we had to take it apart.
If you look up pain in the ass in the dictionary, that's what you'll see. I'm not really sure why it was so hard. It was kind of the motor mounts that I bought for the V8 conversion were not very good. This one was the left side, and this was contacting the oil filter. I don't know why that happened, but then I was just having trouble lining up the holes on both sides, and I just decided to yank it out of there. So I had to pull the engine back out, and I took the mounts off the Falcon, which were kind of an aluminum mount that is a lot more streamlined, and so I will put those in, and those were a lot easier. They actually use an L bracket that goes from the engine, and then there's some flexibility there, which made it easier to get the bolts in and tighten everything up. So I have the engine secured forward because it's counterweighted to the back, and so it'll want to dip back, but I still don't have it all done. I still have to put that in. Well, before we put that in, we're going to have to do a little work here. So I went ahead and pulled the seats out, the carpet out, and I'm just getting ready to take the shifter out. Okay, and so that's where our 5-speed will go. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That's only the beginning. If you ask me how one guy gets a transmission in a car with just a floor jack, I'm gonna have to say that I can't tell you, because that would be putting you at risk. But we got it done. Essentially, I lifted the transmission up and put the front end against the bell housing, got underneath it with the jack and slid it in from this side, and began to jack it up with my leg while holding it until it got high enough that it would sit against the sides. Then got back and did some alignment, and then pushed it with my foot, and then it started to go in, and then eventually got close enough to put the bolts in, and I got it done. So the problem here is we have a difference, and I'm looking at this mount, and I'm wondering, it's just completely off. This is where the transmission mount goes. The transmission cross member goes across here. And so I'm thinking about taking this completely off and seeing if I can't use the factory cross member with some modifications. I went ahead and inserted the drive shaft. I put the stock drive shaft back in, which would be the standard C4 transmission drive shaft. And from everything I understand, it should be shortened by about a ½ an inch on it. So in this case, I have about, I'm going to go ahead and pull this in. You can see what I'm doing here, but I'm pulling this out. That's how much room I have. So I don't know what that is. Maybe let's go back. Oh shoot, set you down here for a second.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but we're going to go from there to there. That's not very much. That's maybe, I'm going to say, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So we probably have 3/4 of an inch of forward movement before it hits the end of its, before it hits the back of the transmission. That may be okay as far as the the rear axle going up and down. So I'm actually going to just take a chance and leave it that way. I'm not going to shorten this drive shaft. I've got a shorter drive shaft on the other car, and I think I would just have to change the U-joint because it's a 9-inch. But then I would have a lot more play. But I think that you know, there's a lot of shaft that comes out of that transmission when you pull it out. You know, so I think if it was shorter, it would be better. But I just don't. I think I'm just gonna go with the easy, and then if I have to, I'll go with the hard. All right, so that's where we're at. We're waiting on a rear transmission cross member. The one I had didn't work, and I mean, not even close. And I couldn't modify anything to fit. So the transmission's right where it needs to be. So that's encouraging. I really just need to refill it with fluid and put a shifter on it. And I need to pick up some new straps for this, so I'm going to go do that in a minute. And then bolt this back down. I need to finish getting the exhaust out of here. I've got it, I just cut it right here. And then I just need to extract it from the rest of the car. It's the little thin 6-cylinder exhaust. And I have the start of an exhaust up there. And then I'm going to try to use the Falcon single exhaust. It sounded really good, and I'm sure it's restricted, but I'm not looking for a free-flowing. I'm looking for a nice quiet car. So that's where we're at. In the background you can hear my diesel heater running, and so it is a cooler day today, but I'm finally making some progress on this car. I think I'm going to just see about getting a radiator into it as well. Just trying to make some small progress as I go, just to, you know, it should run and start and drive and everything when I get it all back together. I just need to take the steps to get there. So that's where we're at. These are the parts I've been waiting for. Transmission mount, and then actually transmission mount, and then the cross member. Hopefully that works, so I'm going to give that a shot. And that's not totally installed, but it looks like it's going to be a good fit. We've got good clearance between the fan pulley and the fan, and then it fit the existing holes, which is really good. I don't have the bolts all in it. It perfectly covers up the front air entrance. So I had a much bigger radiator in there before. That was in the Falcon, and I may repurpose that one to go into the Cougar. But that's a nice small fit. It actually looks too small for me, but I'm not sure how many cores it is or anything. Let's see what we got here. It looks like it's a, I don't know if you can see, 1, 2, 3 row maybe. Yeah, just a 3 row. I think that's plenty. The original one was a 2 row, about the same size. So hopefully this will provide enough cooling. Anyway, yeah. So it's hard to get excited when we're working on this little stuff, but I think we'll continue to make progress. Thank goodness for the bucket of hoses. I'm probably going to be able to put something together to hook this up, and then I'm hoping I can use this or one of the others to get the top one on. We'll see how it goes. I went ahead and pulled the rest of the exhaust out because I needed that space to put a fuel pump in. I don't have the fuel pump in yet. I'm going to have to figure out the wiring. I've got to run wires all the way to the front of the car. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to start it just to hear some life come out of it. And maybe as a way to end this video. So let's do that. going to conclude this edition of Pain and Suffering while we try to get Black Betty up and running. As you can see, it's not easy, and there's a lot still to do, but I will bring you along for the rest of that as well. But we are over the hump. We have an engine and transmission in the car with the drive shaft and a shifter, and we just have to work on getting pedals in it, hooking up the electronics for the charging and for the cooling fans and the fuel pump, and getting all that hooked up. So lots to do, but I feel good. So that's gonna end it, and happy holidays to everybody. This is right before Thanksgiving, so maybe I'll get a chance this weekend to put some more time into it. So thanks again for watching.